myself to where the skies are blue, to where we swam when I met you. Stay here. I've spent the best days of my life with you, watching clouds form in the distance. I watch the sunset on the beach with you. It's not over, yeah. I want your love, and I want it bad. I just wanna treat you better. I just wanna treat you better. I want your love, and I want it bad. I just wanna treat you better. I just wanna treat you better.
so fast, she walking so fast, she walking so fast. Oh, lady, she don't know how she goes. She walking so fast, she walking so fast, she walking like a babe. Her image it lasts, and I know she floats so long as she goes. She owns the eyes as she flies right through the sound, moving her body all around town. Hey, mommy, hey, mommy, I know what you want, I know what you want, I know what you want. Sooner or later, the dudes at bodegas will hold their lips and own this shit, coming to terms on a shivery tip. But I hear her, she don't know the gravity she holds as she pulls on the eyeballs of all the kids standing tall. Hey, mommy, I know you want, mommy. 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 She walking so fast, she walking so fast, she walking so fast. Oh, lady, she don't know how she goes. She walking so fast, she walking so fast, she walking like a babe. Look at that ass, and I know she floats along as she goes. She owns her eyes as she flies high through the sound, moving her body all around town. Hey, mommy, hey, mommy, I know you are, I know you are, I know you are. Sooner or later, the dudes at bodegas will hold their lips and own the shit, coming to terms on a shivery tip. But I hear her, she don't know the gravity she holds, so she pulls on the eyeballs of all the kids standing tall. Hey, I know you are, mommy. 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 Hey, mommy, I know you are, mommy. Hey, mommy, I know you are, mommy.
All right, guys, what's up? Appreciate the patience. Let's dive into it. Let's make it happen. All right, let me get the screen visible. Here we go. Boom. All right. So I got us this is my trade right now. Just took this position with NZD. Curious to see your take on this, guys. So any entries, we had talked about this idea for a while now, right? We had been patient, waiting it out. We finally got down to this level. So so yeah, we're finally here. How are you guys feeling with this idea? Did you take any positions early on? Were you, kind of getting that FOMO? Or you saw maybe something like this? There was other ideas that were similar, not quite the same. For example, we have Australian over here. Australian already pulling back deeply, may or may not stay within this range. I'm really not sure, but went ahead and took my position with New Zealand since it was retracing less aggressively. We saw it make its way down to this 886 and a little bit beyond at a slightly less aggressive pace. So this is why I ended up going with NZD. Now just a couple pips in drawdown, nothing too crazy there. And if you take a look at the rest of the majors, I mean, Swiss franc here just dumping. The yen also just clearing those lows, which is also, if I see this clear liquidity, it kind of gives me more confirmation with the other majors as well. Euro had been dropping aggressively. The Canadian dollar as well. We finally saw the pound break this low, which is what I wanted to see. And, yeah. So everything kind of set up. Like I'm seeing a whole bunch of different majors, either sweeping liquidity, breaking lows, which would trigger stops, which would, end up liquidating retail buyers. So everything lining up New Zealand dollar seems to be holding within the structure best. Took my shot here. So curious to see. I mean, guys, we have tons of news today. We already had 2 rounds of US dollar news. We have New York Open in 10 minutes. Later, we have FOMC. You know, the interest rates will be released, and then we have the press conference that comes along with it. So the dollar will be very, very volatile today. To zoom out some more, though, because there is a chance. Obviously, there's always the chance that this trade doesn't go our way. And I'm looking at kind of outside of the scope. I just don't really see more motive for price to just, and I can pull up the continuous chart as well if you want to kind of zoom out a little bit more, but we don't have too much going on over here. Like, everything's pretty efficient with New Zealand, so having a pretty major reversal point from this area, to me, just kind of makes sense. So feeling good about this idea. Let me know in the chat if you're looking to, if you're in NZD. Yeah, kind of want to see how you guys are feeling with this setup. So let me dive into the chat here real quick as well. Where we at? All right. Okay, channel. Also, if you guys haven't seen it already, I did drop a video yesterday. Go check it out. Amazing questions from just real time, like actual struggles from people. So if you haven't checked it out, you're missing out 100%. Hold on. Am I not live right now? One second. What's going on? You guys can hear me, right? Yeah. It's good. Psychology replay. Please speak to the mic. Can you guys not hear me? You should be able to hear me. Here we go. All right, I got it. Loud and clear. What's up? Sound is good. All right, what's up? All right, let me get in here now. Mateo, what's good? Carlos, Edwin, Seth, Amy, Joe. Hello, everyone. Corey, I see you guys are locked in. Karen and Ruben, Hector, Primo, Friso. Let's have a discipline date. Amen. What's good, y'all? What's up, Harshi? Omar, NZD activated. Yep. What's up, Greg, Linda, Brandon? Welcome, everyone. Daniel in here. Agne, Seth, Rey, buenos dias, Patrick. All right, welcome, everyone. Leon, Diesel, what's Gucci? Peter, what's up? Saludos, David. Puerto Rico's in here. ¿Dónde están todos? All right, so let's get into indices. This trade is running. Just got to let it do its thing at this point. I also want to show you silver. Remember how we talked about how we had mitigated out of here? We may see a bounce out of this last point of supply, in which we did. We had a nice little bounce in here. And now we're going for the lower levels. So now we're targeting lower and lower here. And I mentioned, I said, look, guys, wait. Right? Wait for gold and silver to drop to these key areas. And it just looks like we're getting closer and closer right now. So if I had to really narrow down opportunities, I mean, these are pretty big zones. But we're definitely seeing gold be able to drop here. And actually, hold on, I need to refresh this. This is not I think gold futures already swapped over. So are we? Hold on. Skirt. GCZ. And so, yeah, basically, I think we can get down to this zone. I'll mark this up here in a second. And then same thing here goes with silver. Silver's got some room to drop down into. Now, let me double check. I don't think silver's contracts have rolled over or anything. No, not yet. That's not till next month. All right, perfect. So we'll dive into this. I have alerts set. We'll get into that as well. But before New York Open here, we're like 5 minutes out from New York Open. So let's take a look at what we got going on with indices. And yeah, let me know in the chat, how did it go for you guys yesterday? You know, it was a very bearish day. Market kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And then end of day, we kind of start to, well, with Dow, we start to accumulate. We start to just basically settle down over here. And this gets all the way down to clearing a lot of the sideways movement from the 23rd and the 22nd. So we get below all of this. And right now, I mean, we're sitting inside of consolidation. The market has some highs up here. We have some lows. So a lot of ranging. There's definitely liquidity across the board. So you can see there's perspective for retail buyers. There's perspective for sellers. So I have really no interest in trading within this range with Dow at all. Just sideways. Just, yeah, it just does not. I just don't see a whole point in trading in this. You have yesterday's set low over here. This could be, there's a lot of buyers that, you know, started to roll in at some point here. So for us to get below this kind of makes sense. Now what I want to show you guys is this. I want us to take a look at how did we start to kind of roll bearish? Like what does that look like? Do we have any significant places for reversals? So for example, yesterday, 40 minutes after New York Open, we get a nice push to the upside here before everything falls and drops. So do we have confirmation to sell over here? And with liquidity like we have here, I don't think so. So I don't love what the market looks like for selling. There is imbalance here. So you have the market that could want to come up into this range, then maybe see some reversal. So this is what I was talking about yesterday too. You know, yesterday I wanted to short Dow, but I wanted to get above these highs here before shorting. The market dropped aggressively, came right back up. So I wasn't really convinced on a bearish structure quite yet. So when we saw pre-New York Open come up to this level, I wasn't super in love with taking any positions. So yeah, Dow just right now really choppy, a lot of consolidation, a lot of liquidity. I'm not looking for sells here. If we look at NASDAQ, the signs are very clear. It is more than abundantly clear, in my opinion, what we have going on here. Now, yesterday we definitely, you know, had a very bearish day, and it's interesting how it ends up turning out, though, because end of the day we get one more spike down, working our way into kind of this last little push down here. Looks like it mitigates right there, and then the market rallies. So what's interesting is this. We end up getting pretty low. So if we're looking at a 15-minute structure, you had higher highs, higher lows. The market tries to create demand up here, and it does trade up here for a bit. And then we see a massive pump before it all drops again. So we see a shift in momentum on the 5-minute. However, it's important to remember the 15-minute does remain bullish. Now, why do I consider it still bullish when the price got below over here? The reason that I still consider NASDAQ bullish from 15-minute time frame and beyond is because of how the market traded below the previous low. This right here, we just don't have a lot of demand over here. So this looks like it sweeps liquidity, lures in sellers, takes out buyers, and then runs. So my take on this right now is I don't see this as a lower low right now. Do I think we could sell out of here? Yes. I think this could still be a valid selling opportunity. However, right now I do think there is when the market drops into here, it wasn't with the same intention. It wasn't to make lower lows. It was to liquidate buyers, lure in sellers, and then move on. So can we get a trade in here? Is there, a reversal that we could see out of this zone here? So let's do this. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Right now, NZD still not doing the thing yet. So let's see if that's going to end up playing out or not. But so let's look at this, right? We have kind of two different scenarios. We saw Dow push aggressively with New York Open to the downside. Not quite breaking below any lows, not getting below yesterday's lows. So, okay. So, similar. These are trading pretty similarly right now. What I would want to see, and this is just playing out of price action, I think we can get down to this level here. And before we make another reversal. So let's see. Otherwise, there's really not much that I want to do here. I'm seeing apparently a lot of alerts here. So we have pound dropping, working its way even lower. Fantastic. And then we had another alert, which was, I think, gold. All right, yeah, gold breaking the lows. Okay. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the market right now. So let's take a look at potential scenarios here. NASDAQ sweeps this low, immediately just looks to crawl out of here. So there's just showing that it's not a lot of sellers over here. Okay. Now, NASDAQ comes back down to this level right now. Does this mean I'm going to buy here? I don't love it, and I'll explain why. I think Dow can still go lower. I think Dow can clear this liquidity that it looks like it's building up. And so if Dow pushes down, it's probably going to push NASDAQ down even more. So I'm going to stay cool. Plus, since we kind of struggle to make any higher highs over here, we don't really we don't make a bullish structure at all yet. I'm very much cautious with any positions. Is it possible for NASDAQ to still go high, to reverse from here? Absolutely. It could totally play out like it's doing right now. There it goes. And that's okay. Because I had signs that it could not play out. And I've seen these push the market lower and, things not happen. So I'm totally fine with missing out on certain moves. Like, for example, this one right here. As great as it looked, I needed a little bit more confirmation with price action to take it. Now, and again, if somebody, let's say some of you guys took a buy here, I totally understand it. I was a little hesitant just because of liquidity. And here's the cool thing now. The cool thing is that this could keep going. We can get another confirmation. So for all we know, the market might end up doing something like this. And then we have a high quality mitigation setup and that we can take, wherever. This could be a possibility. We might see Dow just lose steam, work its way lower. Meanwhile, NASDAQ ends up qualifying for just a great trade. So if that happens, that's fine with me. So my theory was right. Trading out of this, trading into this imbalance. The NASDAQ is popping off of this. This would have been about a 30-point trade. Right now we'd be chilling maybe a little over 1-to-1. Beautiful. Dow getting to these lows and not going further honestly really was what threw off this trade for me. Had this just poked under a little more, I would have taken it. But here's the nice thing. What could happen? It looks like Dow is just kind of chilling. So if we do end up getting lower here while NASDAQ just confirms a bullish structure, then yeah, we could still take another position. This could end up playing out, and we may end up just getting a trade like this in the future. So for now, I'm going to wait, but it's coming. It could happen. So I'm going to have alerts where there's just like liquidity. That way we can look at a couple other things. Just let this breathe. So there's volatility across the board. Let's go take a look at it. Let's get a refresher here. So we did see New Zealand dump a little bit more. And then now we're starting to reverse again. Okay. And why did that happen? And I'm not going to be surprised if this little drop got 6A to break below. Yep, there it is. I kind of had a feeling. So now every major has broken this July 17th level. So it's liquidated any single major has now broken that. Yeah, and all of them except for NZD. So the dollar basically cracks certain levels. That, in my opinion, is what's going to greenlight buyers to now come in here and just eat this up. So definitely think we can see a reversal. The sell-off here kind of looks like just about a 22 pip move. So I am expecting about a 22 pip reversal at the minimum. So we'll stay vigilant with that. NZD here. NZD and NASDAQ here. Still pretty bullish. Dow chilling. Big chilling. So the more time that we have here, now that we saw like this is very much clearly a sell-off with New York Open. So New York Open here sells off, gets into this level. I want to see, for this to be a qualified trade, we just want to trade a little here, a little higher, a little longer. Is anyone in this? Did anyone just kind of not really think too much about Dow and just take their position? Because, like I mentioned, this was that shakeout setup. This was showing us there was very little demand over here, so price coming back to this level had a good chance of, also not staying here for too long. And this was playing into our higher time frame perspective. Now, something interesting here. And remember, this is why we don't marry our biases. We just saw NASDAQ go up aggressively here. Is it worth, now that it's coming kind of right back into the zone, can we buy this now? I won't. Not yet. One, for two reasons. One, we just don't really have a lot of bullish structure. Two, we still see Dow could still clear liquidity up or down. So I'm not rushing to get into this. If we get a lower, if we get, for example, more structure up here, then yes, I will look to take a position down here. So this is more like the trade actually is like right there. So here's 15-second leg red over here. So right now it's kind of playing out of this order block. If this can continue to be bullish, fantastic. We can tackle this on later. For now, don't have the green light. Looks like Dow is coming for. Looks like it might want to pursue liquidity here soon. Meanwhile, Nasdaq is starting to prove a lot more bullish structure there. ES got equal lows. Nice. What's up, Ramiro? What's up, Leon? Yo, shout out Leon, man. Had a huge day. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Killing it, man. Killing it. I think you had a cool win right here. What was it? Yeah, NQ shorts. Savage. Right here. Boom. Nice 3,700 day. Let's go. I've seen you, man. You've been really consistent in here, so shout out to you, man. Congratulations. Yesterday. There you go. ¿Qué tal, Medellín? What's up, everyone? Hey, shout out to Puccini, Joe, Daniel. Top of the leaderboard in here. Oh, there's like 10 of you that are actually tied in this in the leaderboard here for the chat. All right. Battling it out. Okay, so where does that leave us? So we are starting to see NASDAQ respect above here now. It's been a little bit, 6-7 minutes. Trading over here. Dow going further and further to the downside. So not too bad. Okay. NZD chilling. Now what I did want to do is I actually wanted to do a further deep dive into metals. So I did want to go back over here and check out what was going on. So what are we noticing right now? What are we witnessing? We're witnessing the clearance of these lows. Silver played into this level, so we're still not down over here. Meanwhile, gold is still pushing down. So gold is a lot more bearish right now. Very bearish. Let's dive into how things went down in June. Let's get over here. Let's dissect what was going on over here. So if you look, you can see a huge sell-off. Now, this is, I think, before this contract, so it's not looking, the volume doesn't look great, but you see the zone over here. We can see it continue to play out. Go to the 1 hour. So we definitely have imbalance here. Now, you see how it clears the low. It trades up here for a bit, plays out a structure, and then just continues here. There definitely is imbalance left behind that I think gold is going to target here. And that brings us to this current time. So this is where I think the gold is coming towards, is basically into this zone. And we've seen some pretty common reversal zones over here around 33.30. Resistance, support, liquidity, like liquidation, continuation. So yeah, I think this is kind of where we get into. And what's interesting about how it's all rolling out is when we split screen this, and now I'm going to show you silver. So silver, as much as it dropped, it came right back in. So we cleared these lows. Same thing, look at that, July 17th. So the dollar just had a lot of move in here. So now that it's cleared it, look at what's happening. Silver right now is showing us that it doesn't want to trade down here. So if we continue to trade higher, if we see price continue to operate over here and it shows little demand over here, then we may end up with a buy position later on. So let's say we keep trading over here, and even it might go higher, or we just kind of just linger over here. Then it could be one of the scenarios where we can take a position here. So I want to continue to follow up with this because we're definitely seeing silver rally much better than gold. Okay, now NASDAQ. NASDAQ here just took out the London session high. So we're seeing more bullish structure, seeing the market trade here very well. All right. What does this do for us? While NASDAQ is trading up here and Q is trading up here, Dow is still trading over here. So we are getting more proof. I wouldn't say it's enough quite yet, but we're getting more and more proof that the market just might hold it down. Okay, here following up, guys, again with NGD. NGD, it's just no chill. Doesn't want to reverse yet. Everything still trading lower and lower and lower. It's slowing down, but it's not quite holding up the way we would want to. So now, okay, with NASDAQ, here's the follow-up. Dow is now starting to get below this liquidity, which is something that I wanted to see. I wanted to see if we get down to here. Maybe we break these lows or not. Meanwhile, NASDAQ is going up and down and up and down and up and down. So now it's building up liquidity here as well. We're seeing that despite the consolidation in this range, it does look like NASDAQ wants to maintain these levels. Now the question really becomes, are we seeing enough bullish demand yet? Is this enough for you to say, all right, yeah, I'd take a buy over here? What do you guys think? I don't love it yet. I think we're seeing like bare minimum, basically. So I need more. I need more demand, and I like what I'm seeing with Dow here. Dow's already pushing more. It's looking like it's going to clear these lows. Yesterday's New York session lows. So could this play out? Maybe. Is this a 10 out of 10? No. So is this an example of trading with, let's say, less risk? Yeah, that's a possibility. Could be a just a less risk than usual. At this point now, I would want to see Dow clear yesterday's low. That would be taking out a lot of retail buyers. So I would want to see that in order to take any kind of position here. Otherwise, I'm cool with holding off. All right, look at that. Took out the low, and now it's running. We might see another push down. If this clears this low, we might see like one more push down, tap into the zone. What's your take, everyone? I'm about to check the chat here. Are you guys gonna trade Nasdaq? Go with it since it's just higher time frame. It's been decent. You know, you saw the 15-minute low demand over here again. It loses that momentum. How are you guys feeling about this setup? What's the consensus here? I'm gonna take this, but with a small amount of risk. It's not, for me, it's not worth a full R. Something light is my take on this one. So like I mentioned, just like, oh wow, this just missed me. Gotta love it, man. Well, there it goes, guys. This was 1 point. As of now, 1 point off from the entry. Sick, dude. The drop here was roughly 25.5 points. So seeing this mitigate like that, this would be the mitigation, basically, like right around there. Look at that. Now we're getting Dow to clear the low. Perfect. Now that it's cleared the low, now this is probably going to rip. So now that we've gotten below this, decent chance that we see Nasdaq take on its move. So I actually took a small position right here with the stop right there. Yeah, after it cleared this low, for sure. Okay. So let's see. Right now, if in terms of like where we could see this trade go, so the original idea is right there. But in terms of exits here, I do think we have the potential for this to run and one, clear the high that it's already made. There is another imbalance over there. You have huge imbalance from yesterday way over here. So that's, if you're only looking at NASDAQ, there's some key levels that you can consider. It's just the imbalances. But if you're putting into consideration beyond just NASDAQ and you wanted to take a look at, like, okay, well, what's going on with Dow, then the targets that you want to look at are kind of the previous highs. So here seeing Dow with New York Open and basically Asian session, you have these highs. So this is where I think we could see the market overall push to. These is like intraday targets are easy. High probability targets would be over here. You can keep that in mind with if you're trading NASDAQ, so they can kind of come together. And then from there you have tons of imbalance over here. So now you'd be going into yesterday's price action. So it could be pretty useful overall to have awareness on what both are doing, especially if you're looking to just kind of trade intraday. So here, and then, yeah, basically playing out over here. So this that's what this can look like. And there you have it. Checking it out here in the chat. Let's see, chat, what you guys doing here? Hey, when will you do analysis in Spanish? Honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah, don't like how Nas just wicked above instead of hold well. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a big part of it. Básicamente aquí lo que digo con Nasdaq era que pues ahorita está reaccionando más o menos. No hay mucha demanda aquí, por eso la estructura no era la mejor. Y aquí queríamos ver Dow Jones capturar los bajos de la sesión de ayer para que pueda tener la continuación. Y ahorita eso es lo que estamos viendo. Ya que bajó aquí, quizás pueda tener oportunidad. Entonces, alcista con índices, bajo demanda. Yo operé aquí con bajo riesgo para hacer esta jugada. Technically, this hasn't mitigated, so this can definitely still run. And then Dow now giving actually really good price action. So Dow may end up creating a mitigation setup or a shakeout play. So either or it could happen right now, depending on how aggressive this goes. So yeah, we'll see. NZD still no chill. It's not coming down, or it's not coming up. So either it's playing into the smallest of imbalances right here, and then it's gonna reverse, or it'll hit the stop right there. So we'll see. We shall see, my friends. All right. Yeah, so it's interesting how we kind of had a switch in price action. Dow got really bullish after it cleared the lows. So it looked like it's like this is all it needed liquidity-wise to start to make the move, while NASDAQ isn't quite, pushing on all cylinders quite yet. Okay, there we go. Looks like it had to do a little refresh. But when you see a squeeze like this, usually there's a pretty big breakout as well, whether it's going to go up or down. Seems like it wants to go up, but obviously we don't always get what it seems like. So yeah, a lot of squeezing here. A lot of squeezing. Let's see where this takes us. All right. Now, let's see. Obviously, we'll keep seeing NZD do NZD things. Exotics. I know we had on the radar Mexican peso before. We haven't really gotten back to this level, so nothing that I'm looking for quite yet. Something that could develop here is what we're seeing with peso. So look at how the peso just cleared out liquidity. So it just took out Tuesday's London and New York session liquidity. So we just swept it. If we were to get, the classic liquidity capture, right now we're seeing not too much demand over here. So if this rallies, whether it makes a higher high or we just maintain these highs, we either play into here and we get a trade. That's one version. Or we get basically the same thing. But we may end up getting higher highs, right? So one of the two can definitely play out over here. So either something like this, or we end up getting something like this. And then what really looks good, though, what really looks solid is the sell, though. The sell looks great. We have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we have successfully traded to the downside. I very much like what we can see with the sells. As of right now, I would be looking for a short towards over here. Like over in this area. As of now, I mean, I would feel comfortable taking it down to here. We'll see what the market looks like, but yeah, this looks good. What do you guys think? Mexican peso. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure how high we're going to go. But if we get up to, whether we get a higher high or we just start to create more bullish structure, then yeah, I feel cool with this one. So I'll go ahead and share this here in the chat. Start to build out. I don't think I haven't been posting or mapping out the ideas for today. All right, so here's 6M. Mexican peso. And it is starting to rally here. Might get a little something. Okay. Let's see. Update on indices. Nasdaq has been just squeezing. Dow over here has been more volatile, so shot right back up and coming right back down. Would I go for a buy on Dow? I don't love how fast it came up and back down. Is this an area where the market can bounce from? Absolutely. You've seen a lot of support over here. So could it bounce from here? Yes. Would I say this is a plus setup? No, this is not an A plus setup. I'd give it like a C minus. Sweeps liquidity, yes. Immediately exits these prices, yes. But does it give us confidence that there's more demand up here? No. So the fact that it's coming back down really quickly, not my favorite approach with this so far. Meanwhile, Nasdaq's just kind of chilling. So we just continue here. It seems like out of everything so far, reversal wise, even NZD is just like not really pushing to the upside too aggressively. It seems like actually out of everything, silver started to bounce much better relative to everything else. So let's see if it's going to continue doing that though. Now remember guys, really, really important, your follow-up with the markets today. And the reason I mention that is since we have FOMC, the interest rates, and the conference, there's it's going to be extremely important you stay on top of your trades today. So if you have trades open, I would say make sure that you can manage them. That's going to be in 4 hours. Right now, even Bitcoin is just kind of squeezing on both ends. So either it's going to see a pump to the upside, clearing out tons of liquidity here, or we see the sweep to the downside, mitigation, and then the rally. Good news for those in NASDAQ longs. We are starting to see now, after this squeeze, looks like it's starting to break out a little bit. And then Dow looks like it's also holding up this last point of supply right here, which is just support before a liquidity sweep. So it's holding out pretty decent. All right, well, guys, more than anything, it's going to be all about patience. A quick lightning round on the stock side of stuff. As I mentioned yesterday, we had a huge drop with Spotify. Getting a decent bounce right now. I was waiting for this. I'm still waiting for this to go a little lower. So there's that. Peloton with a huge gap up today, 10% growth. If those of you still holding Etsy also still pushing a bit more today. I had an alert on, was it Boeing? Yeah, so Boeing just hit one of my targets finally over here. So just filled the gap. And actually, look at how precise this was. Gap filled right to here. So Boeing from, and this is one that we've been picking up kind of over the last few years, time and time again. So the great just take profit zone over here. There was a huge pump before it dropped. So yeah, this is a good area. So if you have any of these, I will be looking for re-entries in the future, but yeah, really big growth there. And then let's see, what are the losers of the day? RPD, Starbucks down a little bit. That's nothing, no big deal. ENPH still giving more than good enough entries there. Bull, I dropped this yesterday. This was a post stream. I talked about what I was looking for here for Webull. So Webull now officially in my dollar cost average range over here. Yeah. And this I think has a lot of room to run. These are like easy 2 to 5x's. For stocks, easy. All right. Crypto wise, pretty bloody day. Got some of the smaller market caps dropping. Some memes taking a hit. Ponky, Brett, Bonk, some AI coins. Dog2 down 4.5% today. So, yeah, everything's kind of struggling. Despite Bitcoin really not doing much. So, there we have it, guys. I will be going live again later. So, do not miss out on that. I'm going to do a Zoom. I'm going to only drop it here in the community. So, make sure you're in here. If you're not in here, this is free community. So, lock in here with us. Join the community. Free community here. Hola a todos. El traductor en modo conversación ayuda muchísimo. ¿Cómo así? All right, cool. So yeah, I'll see you guys for FOMC. We'll be live together over there. All right, guys. Peace out. I will talk to you all again in a few hours. Take care.